All right, we want to welcome everybody. Glad to have you here this afternoon in our Time to Tell the Truth series. And I'm always reminiscent of the old TV show To Tell the Truth. And that's where I came up with this because that's what time it is. It's time to tell the truth. It's time to find out the truth. It's time to acknowledge the truth. Scripture says, the truth you know, and you will know the truth, and it'll make you free. And so I'm all about freedom, freedom in my life, freedom in my health, because, of course, let me explain who I am. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Dr. Rosalind Shaw Belt, and everybody calls me Dr. Roz. Now, I'm not a medical doctor, but I am a certified wellness coach. And I've gone through the certifications to do that, along with being a wife and a musician and a number of other things. I do have a doctorate, two actually, one in theology and one in divinity. I've done a lot of stuff, but I'm really proud in my life at this moment to have gotten this certification and begin to just do more and more research. I'm a certified economopreneur, lifestyle consultant, and a certified wellness coach. So today we're going to talk about toxic chemicals that are in a lot of our cosmetics. Okay, here it is for all the ladies and maybe the gentlemen who are using cosmetics. I think we need the information. Because if I know something, then I can make a conscious decision what I'm going to do about it, right? So we've got to recognize there's so much toxicity going on everywhere, all over. And we focus mostly on the food because we know that's what's causing so many of the health conditions that we're dealing with. It's the food that we eat, it's what's in the food, it's what they're doing to the food. But guess what? When you compound what we're getting with the food, add it to what's happening in other areas of our life. We've done 3 series about everyday items, from our laundry detergent, from all kind of stuff we've talked about in the past 3 weeks. Well, today we're going to talk about the beauty side, because some of the ingredients in our beauty products aren't that pretty. They make us look pretty, but let's dissect this thing. Some of them aren't pretty. And the researchers report that 1 in 8 of the 82,000 ingredients used in personal care products are industrial chemicals. Oh my God. Just that statement alone freaks me out. They're carcinogens, pesticides, reproductive toxins, and hormone disruptors. Now, see, when I think about that, it explains a lot for me because every day we hear of somebody else having cancer or somebody else having some reproductive problems or not being able to function at an early age because of their hormones being disrupted. And see, many of the products, including plasticizers, chemicals that keep concrete soft, degreasers, used to get grime off auto parts. Can you believe that that may be in a cosmetic that you're using? Used to get grime off auto parts and surfactants that reduce surface tension in water, like in paint and inks. Imagine what that does to your skin and to the environment, right?
Plastics, formaldehyde, tar, even gasoline, all things you wouldn't want to put in your body. But could your favorite skincare products actually contain these ingredients?
Did you know there may be toxic trespassers lurking in your medicine chest? According to a recent U.S. research report, 1 in 8 of the 82,000 ingredients used in personal care products are industrial chemicals. And since we absorb up to 60% of what we put on our skin, those chemicals may be the cause of certain health problems. So the next time you reach for your favorite shampoo or natural beauty product, take another look at the label and check out what it could be doing to your skin.
And here to talk more about toxic skincare ingredients is naturopathic doctor, Dr. Trevor Cates. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So we need some help here. I guess there's some dangerous stuff out there. Yes, there is. And you showed some of these chemicals up here already, but there are so many toxins in our skincare products. And we use on average 9 personal care products every day. That exposes us to 126 unique ingredients.
He doesn't.
Well, maybe a little less for guys.
So what's the first one we should look out for?
Well, one of them is formaldehyde releasers. And yes, we know that formaldehyde is toxic. It's known to cause cancer. And it's used in skincare. They're called formaldehyde releasers.
Maybe it's embalming fluid.
Yeah, they are so toxic.
That's not good.
No, they're not. And so what happens is when we use chemicals with formaldehyde releasers on, we put them on our skin, formaldehyde releases into the air around us, and we're breathing it in. And we know formaldehyde is most toxic when we inhale it.
Which makes me feel really great about Anatomy Lab, where I literally inhaled formaldehyde for hours on end.
Yes.
I hope that's not what's steaming back there that we're.
Drew, you and I have inhaled so much formaldehyde. So what are the things, because obviously it's not always just to say formaldehyde, what are the ingredients we should try to stay away from?
DMD hydantoin and adenosol urea. So there are some big names in there that people can look for in the ingredient labels. They're not going to put formaldehyde on the label.
So just be aware of these, and we'll have a list of all these on our website as well, but there's another ingredient that we should look out for.
Yeah, and that's mineral oil. And mineral oil comes from petroleum, and gasoline is also made from petroleum. So this is definitely not something we want to be putting in our skin. And we know that when it's not properly treated, mineral oil can be carcinogenic. It can cause cancer. And we also know that compounds of mineral oil can build up in our bodies, in our fat, and in certain organs. But the good news is there are alternatives. I don't want to just scare everybody and be doom and gloom. There are natural alternatives. So formaldehyde releasers, for example, they're used as a preservative. And so rosemary leaf extract can be a part of a great natural preservative. We can use things from nature. Argan oil, it's hydrating for the skin. It's nourishing for the skin. So not only is it clean, but it also enhances the skin. It's got naturally occurring vitamin E and vitamin A and other natural ingredients that help hydrate and nourish the skin, keep it clear and great.
All right, and last but not least, I noticed another set of products over there, and you're talking about, as I mentioned earlier, tar and coal tar and products. Ugh.
Yeah, so coal tar is oftentimes used in skincare products, and tar is what it comes from. And we know tar is a carcinogen too. And so it's used in products like shampoos and lotions and things to help with itchy,
Dandruff.
scaly, dandruff and dry skin. But we can use natural things like aloe. Aloe is a great hydrator. It comes straight from nature. It doesn't have all those chemical problems, but yet it's got those hydrating, nourishing, healing benefits.
Here's what I love about this segment. So we go down the line, and we got products over here that you got to have concerns with, where I'm literally looking at 30 ingredients, hard to pronounce, one ingredient here, one ingredient in this, one ingredient in that. And it's just the simplicity of, oh, the ingredient is almond oil.
Yes.
Don't have to worry about that.
It's so true. Let's keep it simple. Let's get back to nature. And it's really the things we use on a day-to-day basis that make the biggest difference.
Well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful tips. We'll be right back.
Now, how simple is that? One ingredient. So what does that let me know? If I just look at the labels, if I just check this stuff out and I see a bunch of different names, more than likely, some of it is toxic. So let's go through, let's just take a look at some of the toxic chemicals that are found in cosmetics, BHA and BHT. Now, BHA, this long name, butylated hydroxyanisole, if I pronounce that right, and then butylated hydroxytoluene, closely related to synthetic antioxidants used as preservatives in the lipsticks and moisturizers, among other cosmetics. They're also widely used as food preservatives. The International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies BHA as what? A possible human carcinogen. What does that mean? Can cause cancer. Again, come on, let's think about this. Why are our cancer rates going higher? Because we've been using this stuff day in and day out as well as the foods over time. I'm not saying because you put lipstick on one time that you're going to get cancer. But how often are we wearing it? And how often have we been wearing it all of our lives, even maybe as kids? As soon as you were able to put the makeup and the lipstick on your lips because you want it to be grown, you want it to be grow up really fast. Even the European Commission on Endocrine Disruption has also listed DHA as a Category 1 priority substance based on evidence that it interferes with hormone function. Another one, she talked about it, coal tar. Coal tar dyes. Its derived colors are used extensively in cosmetics, genuinely identified by a 5-digit color index, a CI number. The US color name may also be listed as FD&C or DNC, followed by a color name and a number. All we see is a number on there. It doesn't tell us anything. And it's particularly coal tar dye used in many hair dyes. Yes, we want to dye our hair. We want to, and our trichologist, Doris Mosley, has always been teaching what are the dyes that we should be using that don't have all this stuff in it, that is doing damage to our bodies, adding toxic chemicals to our bodies. Darker dyes tend to contain more of this phenyldiene than the lighter colors.
Here's something to think about as you get ready for the day today. Most of us know to check labels for harmful ingredients before buying food. But what about the beauty products you know and love? There might be some toxic chemicals in your makeup, and you might not even know it.
You spray, slather, and brush them on every day. But do you know what's in the beauty products you use?
People should absolutely be reading all of the ingredients and the products they're purchasing.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration says to avoid cosmetics that contain parabens. These preservatives have been associated with an increased risk of breast cancer and decreased sperm counts. Also, stay away from triclosan. It's found in toothpaste, soaps, and deodorants, and can disrupt thyroid and reproductive hormones. And don't buy anything with fragrance listed as an ingredient. The chemicals can worsen your skin.
When you're using chemicals or fragrance on the skin, it disrupts the natural pH levels of your skin. So that can lead to skin stress, skin dehydration, your lipid barrier will get impaired.
Toluene is another ingredient to dodge. It comes with petroleum or coal tar and can affect your respiratory system, irritate your skin, and cause nausea. You might see it listed as benzene, toluol, phenylmethane, or methylbenzene on nail polish or hair color products. Sodium lauryl sulfate is found in more than 90% of personal care and cleaning products, but it can cause skin, lung, and eye irritation. Lastly, products that contain synthetic colors, which may be listed as FD&C or DNC, could be linked to cancer and childhood ADHD. So remember to read those labels before you apply those products.
And the U.S. federal government currently exercises very little oversight over cosmetics and personal care products. By contrast, more than 40 other countries have prohibited or restricted the use of thousands of chemicals in cosmetics.
Very little oversight. Did you guys hear that? Very little oversight. They don't care. What they care about is the bottom line, the dollar. Here's another one. Here's another toxic chemical that's found in cosmetics, DEA, MEA, and TEA. In laboratory experiments, exposure to high doses of these chemicals has been shown to cause liver cancer and precancerous changes in the skin and the thyroid. Because this is something that makes it creamy. These particular chemicals makes things creamy and makes them foam, like as a moisturizing shampoo. But it can react to form cancer-causing nitrosamines, harmful to fish and even other wildlife. Even the European Union classifies DEA as harmful on the basis of danger of serious damage to health from prolonged exposure. The compounds can also react with nitrites in cosmetics to form nitrosamines, which the International Agency of Research on Cancer classifies, ding ding, as a possible human carcinogen.
We all want to look our best and often put our trust in brand names that we know. But those very same brands are using chemicals that will kill us. And the chemicals they use will stay in our bodies for years. I'm not sure this is what they meant when they said beauty kills. Hello, and welcome to the show about fun facts and a little bit of science. Today, we are talking about cosmetic chemicals. As we know, not all chemicals are bad. In fact, some of them are really good for you. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins all play important roles in the way our bodies function. Then there's Delta-9, and well, you know. But then we have nasty, dangerous chemicals like chloroform and arsenic. Most of us know to avoid these. But what happens when the cosmetics that we use every day contain dangerous chemicals? If it doesn't say arsenic on the side, how am I supposed to know what is good or bad in a list of random ingredients? Enter forever chemicals. These are highly persistent, potentially harmful chemicals known as PFAS, which is short for per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. These are a group of man-made chemicals used in products such as lotions, cleansers, nail polish, shaving cream, foundation, lipstick, eyeliner, eyeshadow, and mascara. So this isn't just an episode for people who wear makeup. This is for everyone. If you use shaving cream or even just wash your face, then this matters. PFAS chemicals are made up of a chain of linked carbon and fluorine atoms, which do not degrade in the environment, which means they can stay in your body for years, and in the environment for centuries. Data is only known on a few of these, but they have been linked to things like high cholesterol and thyroid diseases. As the chemist and physicist Graham Peaslee of the University of Notre Dame in Indiana says, there is no known good PFAS. Based on the research that Peaslee and some colleagues did, they found that 52% of over 200 tested products had high fluorine concentrations. So what does this really mean? We can just say that everything is okay in moderation, right? Well, yes, but when you consider the low levels that are acceptable in one thing, they're now stacked up with all the other products you're using. Meaning, if your foundation has an FDA-approved amount of a specific chemical that is deemed to be safe, well, it may not be so safe once you put the blush, mascara, and eyeliner on that all meet the same standard. You just amplified that chemical. Then, to make things worse, these chemicals get washed down the drain and can end up in drinking water. And we already know that medications should never be flushed down the drain because they do make it into the drinking water. So, of course, cosmetics will get in there as well. That same drinking water that has a regulated amount of added fluoride already. So now we just push the safe level to dangerous by simply washing our faces. During that study by Peaslee's team, they tested 231 cosmetics for fluorine, and this is what they found. 63% of foundations, 55% of lip products, 82% of waterproof mascaras all contained high levels of fluorine. Anything that was labeled waterproof had especially high levels. And that is just one PFAS. Many products contained at least 4 chemicals and as many as 13, but only one actually listed it on their ingredients. Once many of these chemicals enter your body, they will break down and often into other PFAS, which can lead to cancers and low birth weights. The list of 13 PFAS found here. What is that? Wow, she's beautiful. Maybe she's born with it, or maybe it's perfluoroalkyl thing. This crap is used to make things resistant to oil, grease, and water, so it's easy to find them in things like food packaging and Teflon. Now imagine putting Teflon on your lipstick to keep it long-lasting. Now you're eating pounds of that within your lifetime. Here are just some of the brand names they tested. Unfortunately, the study did not specify which brands contained these chemicals, and considering the fact that not everyone seems to let us know based on their ingredients, it may be impossible for us to know. And that's scary. As it stands, regulatory agencies often allow companies to claim PFAS as a trade secret. Hopefully, this research pushes new regulations and opens up information for consumers. For now, the easy thing to do is to avoid what would be a waterproof or water resistant product. Considering that roughly half the tested products did not have these PFAS, then we know they can obviously be made without them. I would expect brands to start making it clear if they are free of these chemicals, much like we see already with parabens. On the bright side, the No PFAS in Cosmetics Act would require the Food and Drug Administration to ban the chemicals within 270 days. That bill was brought forward by Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell and Republican Susan Collins. What, a Republican? Well, that is a bipartisan bill then. In a statement by Collins, she said Americans should be able to trust that the products they are applying to their hair or skin are safe. To help protect people from further exposure to PFAS, our bill would require the FDA to ban the addition of PFAS to cosmetic products. Retailers like Walmart and Target have already announced that they are taking action against these chemicals. But like we already stated, it's hard to know who is using what. So they can really only control their in-house brands, but that's a start. In the meantime, you can check your products using EWG's Skin Deep website. It's linked down below for your convenience. They cover a lot of stuff from makeup to sunscreen. They even have sections for men and babies, which, let's face it, that's kind of the same section, am I right? As always, thanks for watching, and what did you learn today?
Now, you said something about waterproof. You know, we get the waterproof because we don't want it, all the mascara and everything going down your face because you cry. So we go get the waterproof, or you want to be able to swim and all this kind of stuff, not realizing what it takes for that to become waterproof. All right, so here's another one, dibutyl phthalate. It's in the nail products, right? Phthalate. In the nail products, toxic to reproduction, may interfere with hormone function, harmful to fish and other wildlife. Even when we're going to get our nails done, you know, you can tell even the aroma, how strong it is, because you're sitting there and the person who's doing it has a mask on. So this is DBP, used mainly in nail products as a solvent for dyes and a plasticizer. We talked about plasticizers on the last session, that prevents the nail polishes from becoming brittle. They're also used as fragrance ingredients in many other cosmetics, but consumers won't even find these listed on the label. Oh my God. Fragrance recipes are considered, he just talked about it, trade secrets. So then the manufacturers, they're not even required to disclose those fragrance chemicals in the list of ingredients. But get this, if there's a fragrance, there's a chemical. And in the lab experiments, it has been shown to cause developmental defects, changes in the testes and prostate, and reduced sperm counts.
The report explored the safety standards for cosmetics in Canada, including all sorts of everyday creams and hair products, finding substantial gaps.
We found that Health Canada did not regularly test cosmetics to ensure that labels were correct or to check for the presence of prohibited substances. This is a problem because labels do not disclose what's in perfume, aroma, fragrance, or flavor.
It's that key area around scent in products where the Commissioner is emphasizing more disclosure by manufacturers and testing by government are both necessary. This activist says the risks are real.
Health Canada doesn't know what's in fragrances in products, which is really alarming because some of these ingredients can be carcinogenic.
The federal health minister says the report is being taken seriously and new regulations are coming in short order.
There are thousands of new cosmetic products that enter the Canadian market every year. They are generally a very low-risk category, but what this report emphasizes to us that there is more work to be done. Canadians need to be better informed.
But in the meantime, Canadians can't count on simply being able to read labels. For at the moment, some ingredients don't have to be listed, and some products listed as unscented actually contain extra chemicals added to block scent. Howard Gould, CBC News, Toronto.
My goodness. Here's another one, formaldehyde. Formaldehyde releasing preservatives. look at all these names. Take a snapshot of these names. Go back and look in your cabinet and see if you see any of these names on your products. Because this is used in hair products, moisturizers, and formaldehyde causes cancer. It's because of the preservatives in a wide range of cosmetics. These ingredients are a concern because they slowly and continuously release small amounts of formaldehyde. And the International Agency of Research on Cancer already classifies them as a known human carcinogen. Laboratory studies suggest that formaldehyde in cosmetics can also be absorbed through the skin. Parabens. We've heard parabens in a lot of other things that we've been sharing in this past series where we were talking about everyday things that we use in our household. But they're also used widely as a preservative in cosmetics. They're also used as fragrance ingredients, but the consumers will not, here we go again, find them listed on the label because the fragrance recipes are considered trade secrets. So the manufacturers are not required to disclose those fragrance chemicals in the list of ingredients. We'll see on the label, fragrance or parfum. There's an estimated 75 to 90% of cosmetics containing parabens. Typically, it's just at a low level, but just think about how long we use these particular things over time, and we're using them every day, or we're beautifying ourselves every day, and we're getting these parabens even from so many other things, easily penetrating our skin. And the European Commission on Endocrine Disruption has listed as a category 1. You're hearing me say, I'm repeating myself. Am I just sound like I'm repeating myself? Because I am. Based on evidence that they interfere with hormone production. Parabens can mimic estrogen, the primary female sex hormone, and they've been detected in human breast cancer issues, suggesting a possible association between the parabens in cosmetics and cancer. They may also interfere with the male reproductive functions. They occur naturally at low levels in certain foods, such as barley and strawberries and vanilla and carrots and onions, although that preparation derived from petrochemicals is used in cosmetics. In foods, we metabolize it when we eat them, making them less strongly estrogenic. In contrast, when applied to your skin, it's absorbed into the body. And the parabens in cosmetics bypass the metabolic process and enter the bloodstream and the body organs intact. So it's been estimated that women, ladies, we're exposed to 50 milligrams per day of parabens from cosmetic. You do the math, 50 milligrams per day, and figure out how many days in a year times how old you are.
You've probably seen a few of these video ads. Many of these cosmetic companies tout that they're nearly free of toxic chemicals. But if you haven't seen the controversy already, there's a muddy reality when it comes to the clean beauty movement. Experts say that terms like natural and organic are meaningless and often unregulated. So how clean are these products anyway? We have the facts. Popular clean brands like Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop, Jessica Alba's Honest Company, and Beauty Counter have made highly publicized movements away from synthetic ingredients to natural alternatives. But their strategy has sometimes backfired. Honest Company's natural sunscreen didn't protect skin from burning and led to lawsuits, and its baby wipes were recalled because chemical-free meant full of mold. Still, clean beauty proponents make wide-ranging claims about the dangers of chemical ingredients and the extent to which companies are given free rein to include them in their products. Makeup isn't the only thing left unregulated. Terminology follows no rules either. The terms clean and natural are used interchangeably, like safe, green, and non-toxic. Even though these products claim to be a healthier choice, it's all minimally regulated. While the U.S. Food and Drug Administration oversees cosmetics, these beauty products do not need their pre-approval before going into the market. As a stopgap measure, Personal Care Products Council Trade Group created the Cosmetic Ingredient Review Committee in 1976. Their job is to analyze ingredients through rigorous reviews of current studies. Afterward, the FDA takes the report into consideration. So back to the ingredients. Some of the chemicals are harmful, but toxicologists say it depends on the dose. Much of the focus in recent years has been on preservatives, which helps keep cosmetics safe. Just take a look at this video and see how preservatives play a role in personal care products. Preservatives like formaldehyde releasers can be important. They help prevent the growth of mold or bacteria by slowly releasing small amounts of formaldehyde to kill or prevent bacterial growth over time. The Cosmetic Ingredient Review, an industry-funded review panel, has found formaldehyde-releasing preservatives to be safe in low percentages in cosmetics. And the FDA says there's no evidence of human harm from parabens in cosmetics. Much of the controversy comes when people want a yes or no for all chemicals. But toxicologists say it's really the dose that makes the poison. Critics say self-policing is not enough. Advocacy organizations like the Environmental Working Group and Breast Cancer Prevention Partners run websites focused on clean beauty that supports their mission to change the industry. Kourtney Kardashian visited Capitol Hill last April to advocate new legislation about cosmetics. She represented the Environmental Working Group, which launched the hashtag Beauty Made Better campaign to support better cosmetics safety regulations. As the clean beauty movement continues to grow and more people are deceived on the ingredients they apply to their skin, the potential long-term consequences could mount.
So there are people that are advocates, they're making a difference, they're using their voice. I just mentioned about parfum, the term fragrance or parfum, okay? I hope that you will look at any cosmetics that you have in your house and see if you see those names. All that means is a scent, okay? Widely used even in some products marked as unscented. Fragrance is an obvious ingredient, right? Who wouldn't have it? You smell it, you want something that smells good. People put their names on them, movie stars and different people put their names on it, perfumes, colognes, and deodorants. But it's used in nearly every type of personal care product. Even products marked as fragrance-free and unscented may in fact contain fragrance along with a masking agent. A masking agent to prevent us from smelling it, but it's there. And that prevents the brain from perceiving an odor. In addition to their use in cosmetics and fragrance, they're found in numerous other consumer products like laundry detergents, like softeners, like cleaning products. And laboratory analysis of top-selling colognes, oh man, if we name the colognes, we get in trouble probably, and perfumes identified an average of 14 chemicals per product not listed on the label, including multiple chemicals that can trigger allergic reactions or interfere with hormone function. Some people don't even know why they have allergies. It could very well be the fragrances that they're wearing. PEG. It's widely used in conditioners, moisturizers, deodorants, but it can be contaminated with 1,4-dioxane, which may cause cancer. I mean, they're also used in pharmaceuticals as laxatives. And depending on the manufacturing process, PEGs may be contaminated with measurable amounts of this ethylene oxide and the 1,4-dioxane. Guys, listen, the International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies ethylene oxide as a known human carcinogen and 1,4-dioxane as a possible human carcinogen. What if they put that on the label saying this may cause cancer? Would we be so quick to pick it up? California Environmental Protection Agency has classified it as a developmental toxicant based on evidence that it may interfere with human development. Amazing.
The FDA doesn't exactly set the gold standard when it comes to potentially harmful cosmetics additives. Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 5 American beauty ingredients that are banned in other countries. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at chemicals, materials, and more found in beauty products sold in the USA, but that are otherwise prohibited elsewhere.
When it says fragrance, that really can be a heck of a lot of different things that you don't even know.
And if you're going to the spa getting massages, ask.
Number 5, parabens. If there's one ingredient that has been hotly debated in the beauty industry in the early 21st century, it's parabens. These preservatives are typically used in hair, skincare, and makeup products to prevent the growth of bacteria and mold. In the European Union and some parts of Asia, however, the use of several different parabens have been banned because of studies showing a potential risk to human health. While they are not banned in the States, that shouldn't necessarily inspire confidence. Unfortunately, despite common misconception, the FDA doesn't actually need to approve cosmetic products or their ingredients, other than color additives for them to hit shelves. Number 4. Petroleum, aka petrolatum and paraffin. A product that has probably been in your medicine cabinet for decades has been the subject of some scrutiny in the EU, with unrefined versions of the product being labeled as carcinogenic. Petroleum jelly, most commonly recognized under the brand name Vaseline, is made as a derivative of refined oil. While the Vaseline brand assures users that its product has gone through a triple purification process and is non-toxic, and most experts deem it to be perfectly safe, you should be wary of using any less reputable off-brands, which may not be produced to the same high standards. If you're at all concerned, there are lots of all-natural alternatives out there, and it's actually very easy to make your own DIY equivalent. Number 3. Liquid formaldehyde. Like parabens, formaldehyde is used in beauty products ranging from hair treatments and nail products to skincare and makeup. While banned outright in Sweden and Japan, and considered to be a known carcinogen by the World Health Organization and the US government, it still lurks undetected in many products we use every day. The problem is, it's unlikely that you'll ever see the substance itself listed on a product's ingredient list. This is because cosmetics companies actually use formaldehyde releasers, which go under a variety of different names, and produce formaldehyde when used. Researching brands or switching to all-natural products can help you avoid this insidious ingredient. Number 2. Fragrance.
Your fragrance is like the wine of Babylon.
There is an issue in the beauty industry referred to as a fragrance loophole, which permits ingredients to be included in a product without actually listing it or making the knowledge publicly available.
Do you see the word fragrance oils?
This says fragrance.
Yeah, that's just fragrance. Okay, that can be, they can hide the nasty stuff, the synthetic or the phthalates in there under that name.
If an ingredient can be bundled under the umbrella term fragrance, companies can get away with adding dozens of ingredients that consumers won't know about.
The 3 most common are dibutyl phthalate, dimethyl phthalate, and diethyl phthalate.
These mysterious fragrance ingredients, sometimes called phthalates when they're used to boost perfuming agents, can cause people with sensitive skin to have breakouts, or worse, can very well include known carcinogens. In the EU, regulations help keep irritants and allergens out of the fragrance, but stateside, no such luck. Thankfully, many brands are catching on and creating lines of totally fragrance-free products. Number 1. Avobenzone. We all know how important sunscreen is for keeping your skin healthy, but many ingredients commonly found in popular sunblock formulas can actually be quite dangerous. The FDA is notoriously slow at approving SPF ingredients, which is why many Japanese and Korean sunscreens are so popular stateside. The biggest offenders in the US are oxybenzone and avobenzone, both of which absorb UV rays effectively but can release free radicals. Your best bet for avoiding potentially dangerous chemical sunscreen ingredients is by switching to a physical or mineral sunscreen.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo and subscribe for
Now, can you imagine you're taking sunscreen, thinking you're blocking the sunscreen, but yet there's an ingredient in the sunscreen to cause you to absorb the sun? Oh my God. I'm just blown away, right? And I know I messed up some of you cause when you talked about that petroleum jelly. But look at this. Petrolatum. It's in hair products, it's in the lip balm, the lipstick, the skincare products. Petroleum products can be contaminated with cancer-causing impurities. It's in mineral oil, jelly, petroleum jelly. I see somebody going to the medicine cabinet right now. It's used as a barrier to lock moisture in the skin. And a variety of moisturizers also in hair care products to make your hair shine. A petroleum product, petrolatum, can be contaminated with polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. Studies suggest that the exposure to the PAHs, including skin contact over extended periods of time, is associated with cancer. The European Union classifies petrolatum as a carcinogen and restricts its use in cosmetics. That's in Europe. But here, no, we don't care, long as you pay the bill. But it can also cause skin irritation and allergies. Here's another one, cyclomethasone. and siloxanes, widely used in the moisturizer. See, when you talk about multiplying all these different things that are also in the same moisturizer, that's why we got to look at the label, because this is a silicone-based compound used in cosmetics to soften, to smooth, and to moisten. Those are the products that we look for. They make hair products dry more quickly, deodorant creams slide on more easily, and they also use extensively in moisturizer and facial treatments. Siloxanes can also be found in medical implants, water-repelling windshield coatings, building sealants, and lubricants. Environment Canada assessments concluded that, also known as D4 and D5, so maybe you don't see that long name, you'll see D4 and D5, are toxic, persistent, and have the potential to bioaccumulate in aquatic organisms. So it's messing with our fish, right? Also, the European Union classifies D4 as an endocrine disruptor based on evidence that it interferes with the human hormone function and a possible reproductive toxicant that may impair human fertility. In laboratory experiments, exposures to high doses of D5 have been shown to cause uterine tumors and harm to the reproductive and immune system. D5 can also influence neurotransmitters in the nervous system. Oh my God, oh my God.
A new study finds that many cosmetics sold here in the U.S. and in Canada contain hidden toxic chemicals known as PFAS. Now, 2 senators just introduced a bill that would ban the use of these chemicals in products. Board-certified dermatologist and our dear friend, Dr. Whitney Bowe, joins us now with what to look out for. So, Dr. Bowe, tell us, what is the concern here?
You know, these chemicals, these researchers, they studied over 200 different cosmetic products that they purchased both in the U.S. and in Canada, and they specifically looked for PFAS. So PFAS are man-made compounds that are often added to cosmetics, you know, to actually help them stay put. So you can find them in things like mascara, long-wear lipstick, because they resist moisture, they resist water, so they add to what we call the staying power of a cosmetic. But the same properties that make them so desirable in cosmetics are actually what causes concern when it comes to our bodies and comes to the environment. Because, you know, Robin, this class of chemicals, they don't break down. They've been nicknamed forever chemicals because they accumulate in our tissues, they persist in our environment, and these researchers, they found concerning levels of these fluorinated compounds in a number of different products, in foundations, lip products, eye products, mascara. And Robin, what I found especially concerning about this study was that a number of these products, they didn't even list these ingredients on the label.
Oh, no, I want to ask you about that. But first of all, talk a little bit more about what are the health concerns associated with this?
So we don't know exactly how much is absorbed through the skin and can enter the bloodstream. And the FDA hasn't set an exact limit when it comes to safety. But what we do know is that anytime you apply an ingredient close to the eyes or on the lips, there's an increased risk of absorption of those ingredients because the eyes and the lips are made up of something called mucous membranes. Those are very thin, delicate, moist tissues that more readily absorb ingredients. Also, when you apply a product to your lips, you know, think about it, you're licking your lips throughout the day, right? So you're potentially even ingesting some of those ingredients. And Robin, these chemicals, they're ubiquitous. You know, they're in our soil, they're getting into our water supply. So, you know, we're coming into contact with these chemicals potentially throughout our day, and there are concerning studies linking this entire class of compounds to certain types of cancers, thyroid disease, liver toxicity, and even reproductive issues as well.
Dr. Bowe, as you just said a moment ago, manufacturers are not required to put this on the label. I know you're always stressed, and others, you know, read the label, but if it's not even on there, what can we do to protect ourselves?
Exactly. So knowledge is power. And I'm always telling my patients, you know, pick up the product, turn it around, read the ingredient list. In this case, if there is an ingredient that starts with perfluor, that's a red flag. But as you just said, a lot of these products aren't even listing these ingredients on the label. So, you know, an extra added precaution might be to just limit your use of cosmetics that claim to be waterproof or long wear or long lasting.
We got to keep that in mind. As always, Dr. Bo, thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And for more from Dr. Bo, you can head to our Instagram page at Good Morning America.
And you know, when I think about this, let's just think about this. When something says it lasts longer, or you can wear it all day, that ought to be a warning sign to us. We don't even consider what do they have to do to that particular product to make it last all day long, or for us to be wear it and the lipstick never changes. You wear it from sun up to sundown, you lick your lips and it still stays right there because it didn't absorb any of your saliva. You know, we just got to think. They've got to do something to it. Okay, here's another, sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate, all right? Sometimes referred to as SLES. It's used in cosmetics as a detergent, also to make products bubble and foam. It's common in the shampoos, the shower gels, the facial cleansers, also found in household cleaning products like dish soap. Depending on the manufacturing process, it may be contaminated with measurable amounts of ethylene oxide. We've talked about this before. I know, I'm repeating myself on purpose. I'm showing videos that are talking about the same things over and over again because I want to drive home a point that we've got to be intentional. Ethylene oxide is by the International Agency of Research on Cancer, is known as a human carcinogen, and 1,4-dioxane as a possible human carcinogen. There's a word we've seen before. All right, so we're winding this up now. Triclosan, antibacterial products such as toothpaste, soaps, hand sanitizers may interfere with hormone function and contribute to antibiotic-resistant bacteria. It's also harmful to the fish and other wildlife. It's used mainly in antiperspirants, deodorants, cleansers, sanitizers, as a preservative and an antibacterial agent. Now, in addition to cosmetics, it's also used as an antibacterial agent in your laundry detergent, facial tissues, antiseptics for wounds, as well as a preservative to resist bacteria, fungus, mildew, and odors in other household products that are sometimes advertised as antibacterial. These products include garbage bags, toys, linens, mattresses, toilet fixtures, clothing, furniture, fabric, and paints. Triclosan also has medical applications, and the European Union classifies triclosan as irritating to the skin and eyes and as a very toxic to aquatic organisms, noting that it may cause long-term adverse effects in the aquatic environment.
I'm Dr. Julia, and I'm the pediatric dentist at Luna Pediatric Dentistry. My goal as a pediatric dentist is to always create a positive and welcoming environment for the kids and take away all their fears and anxieties. All of our assistants are specifically trained to work with kids.
Okay, I think that was the wrong video for that. So anyway, we talked about a lot of stuff today. I hope it's been enlightening. I hope it's been eye-opening. I hope you become more aware. I hope that you're going to actually go into your own bathroom or wherever it is that you fix yourself up, because we've got alternatives. And then what can we do about the toxins that we're already digesting, intaking, putting on our body? We got a detox. That's why we got a regular detox. And I'm not in any way saying don't beautify yourself, but being aware of what's going on. So that's why it's important that you take steps to reduce your exposure and then also detoxify your body of all the heavy metals, all the toxins that are taking place in our life that we don't even know about. But now if we become more aware, we can remove those toxins and those heavy metals that we've been talking about for weeks, because there's a reason why you should detox. Everybody should detox. Because we got to cleanse the intestinal and bowel toxins. We got to expel these toxins from our organs. We got to clear this lymphatic congestion to improve our immunity, the immune system that God gave us to fight off everything and have it running smooth and excellent. So we want to thank you guys for being here today. Definitely go to our YouTube page, subscribe, hit the like button, and share, share, share. Share this with everybody that you come in contact with. The most beautiful people in the world, the models. Why are they having cancer? Why are they dealing with all these different issues in their body? Hormonal issues. Well, hopefully you've got a better understanding of it today.